Unprecedented security measures in place tonight in the nation's capital. 5,000 more National Guard troops are expected to arrive in Washington tomorrow. More than 20,000 are already there. I want to thank you for joining us. I'm Samantha Jones.
And I'm Corey Stark. While the city is filled with federal troops, others are being told to stay away. News 4's Ray Preston spoke with supporters of the president who say they're going anyway.
Yeah, despite the mayor of Washington, D.C. and some other federal officials saying, please stay away, some have said they are going to go to inauguration to have their voices heard.
We just want to go to see firsthand what's going to happen and form an opinion for ourselves.
Wes Grant and Joe McDevitt will be heading to Washington on Tuesday. They saw the reports of the violence on January 6th, but they say what they heard from other Trump supporters varied greatly from what they saw on the news.
There was some violence, and I think that violence came probably from a small few, but the majority of people who were in D.C., outside of the Capitol, and some inside were mostly peaceful. From what we saw.
They say they do not condone violence, but they'll be in Washington despite federal officials asking people to stay away.
I think that Joe Biden couldn't get anybody to go to a rally and he couldn't get anybody to go to an inauguration. So they're trying to keep us out of there because he would have been embarrassed.
Tonight, D.C. is fortified.
I felt like I had to see this stuff for myself.
Grant Rampey is a former television reporter who worked in St. Louis in the mid-90s. He also felt the need to see things for himself. On Sunday, he took his cell phone and, with his dog, walked the streets of Washington, talking with National Guard troops and journalists.
I was surprised how many plainclothes officers there were, that I thought I was talking to a guy that's just walking down the street who sort of looks like me. He's a plainclothes officer, and they were everywhere.
Rampey covered the White House for 10 years and wanted to see the city as it prepares for Wednesday. He says there are 3 perimeters of security.
You would have to be insane to roll up and think that you were going to penetrate any of the barriers or truly cause problems.
Now, Rampey lives about an hour's drive outside of Washington, D.C. I asked him what he was expecting on Wednesday. He said he thinks any trouble will not be in the nation's capital, but rather elsewhere around the country. Reporting live in downtown St. Louis, Ray Preston, News 4.